Hello friends and artists. Today we're going to do a dragon head. I'm showing you how to do it from a side view, and eventually from this side view I'm going to show you how to do a 3/4 view, because the 3/4 view is the hardest perspective for most artists to draw. Side views and front views are the easiest. 3/4 views are more difficult, but I will show you how to do it. It's really simple and you can do this. Check it out. So, what I'm going to do is draw a side view here of a dragon head. Now there's different kinds of dragon heads, so I'm just going to draw a shape. An oblong shape, like so. And maybe the mouth is open. So the mouth is over here. And always when I draw my dragon heads, I think of the skull. I always think of how the skull is. So we have a jawline over here. This is the jaw, this is the lower jaw, upper. And then we have the cranium back here. And from here, you can decide how thick to make the neck. It's up to you. The hinge is here, so it's going to rotate from there, like that. So to put the eye here, maybe somewhere right here. Yeah, right here would be good. Next thing is how big do you want the eye? If you make a big eye like this, it'll start looking like a cute dragon. From a side view, the human eye is like that. Here's an eyelid, eyelashes, eyebrow. But dragons don't have eyes like that. Okay, now we have to give this creature a cheekbone. Cheekbones are usually underneath the eye, just like humans. Cheekbones around here somewhere. Back to the ridges, we can decide this ridge maybe is going too far over to the head. Maybe it could continue. I'm just randomly doing these sort of circular, some square, and then just less and less and less. You don't want to do the whole thing segmented because it just gets too busy. Over here they'll be smaller, and as they go down the body they get wider. And they can sort of, the scales get smaller. And to pop this eyebrow out from the rest of the head, we can also give this some spikies. And then we can decide what kind of eyeball. I guess we can, I'm gonna put a little glow, a shine. So from here, I wanna put the eye. We have the cheekbone here, so I'll do that. We have the jaw here, some shadow work, shading down here, to show that this part is bumpy. There's some noisy cars over here. There, and then we can have some shadowing going on here. And if you want to pop this out of here, we just darken this. And we can shade this in the skin part, so you can see the scales pop. By the way, these can be bigger if you want. I've seen people where they totally exaggerate these things. Go like this. I just want you to do it your way. We need some teeth, so you can draw some dragon teeth. Just go like this. Just go like this. Wiggle, 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 and then the bottom teeth. Then you can define them. You can have some that are longer. So I'm gonna choose just this tooth here, and that's gonna be a longer tooth. And then smaller. Make with different sizes. Maybe one sticks out that way. Okay, I zoomed this out so you can see how we're gonna do the 3/4 view. And you can do this with any character head, or anything that's a side view. So here's the trick: we're gonna use sight lines. So for example, from here, I'm gonna draw a sight line this way, the edge of the head, as well as the edge of this ear, sight line. I'm going to draw that, which is very similar to that line. Then we have this detail here, this point, drag this one down. So I'm going to draw this line here. And then we have the lips, the mouth, like that. So we have this, which is this, which is that which is this part. And we'll continue. Now we're going to go with the eye. Actually, not yet. Let's go with the ear. The ear starts here. Now, before I go to the ear, we want to give this a thickness, because we have this side view, and now this is a 3/4 view. So what I'm going to do is, you can also decide how thick the head is. So I'm going to start with this. Basically, I'm going to copy these lines I drew earlier. I drew just a minute ago. Here we go. And here we go. So we're starting to get a 3/4 view. This would be the side of the head, this is the top of the head. Now within here, you can make things thinner and thicker, but we have to have a beginning, a start with something. So here's the top of the head, which is right here. Then we have the neck, comes down. And it ends right here. So we'll draw this line. So from here, which is this, I'm going to draw this line to this one. Don't get confused now. You get confusing. You gotta pay attention. And then I'll draw the other line to show the thickness of the neck. Now, we can do the ear. Now the ear could be, looks like it's almost at the level at the top of the head, but not really. So it's probably about right here somewhere. So here, the ear is right here. We can put the ear here. Don't put it down here, it's too low. So now we're going to copy these lines. The swoops up to this line. So I'm going to swoop it up. okay? And then it swoops down this line. Swoop down. There we go. And now we have the ear, and we give this a thickness. So this is like the top of the ear. And then we sort of copy this thing over here. Because it's a 3/4 ear top down view, we're gonna move, the other ear should be over here. So we basically copy the same lines. Like that. So there's the other ear. We can erase this line here. And this is how you do the 3/4 view. So I hope you can see how this is coming along. Now we have this little part of the chin, sight line. So it's around here somewhere. So we're gonna put that part of the chin. And of course this is gonna bend that way. But let's look at the jaw line right here. And that's below the ear. So here's the top of the ear, which is this. And there's there's a width to it. So we sort of just estimate it's like this wide. So from here, we'll draw the jawline. And it curves, goes that way. So from here, this line, here we'll draw that curve. Of course, this, we see more of it from the side view. From 3/4 view, we'll see less of it because it's underneath. And you could do sight lines for this stuff too, but you don't have to. You sort of just guesstimate those. You may not even see these if it's underneath the head. But for now, we'll leave them there. So we have the neck area, and then we have this sight line here, where the neck is attached to the head. So I'm going to throw that in there. So this neck would be underneath the head. There's a swoop. There we go. There. So now the head's coming along. Now we can do the ear details, because we know that this ear is attached here. Now you could do sight lines for all these little points, but you don't have to. You can sort of just eyeball it. So from here, go like this, like that, like that, like that. We'll do the same thing over here. We'll erase these lines. And we can sort of erase all these other lines now, because if you can imagine this dragon in a 3/4 view, he would not have such a thick front part of his face. So this is where we finesse things. So if this is the middle, it's the middle of the head, we can start to finesse this so it's more like this. More of a pointy mouth. And what we do is we erase these other lines that we originally put there because we had to start with something. Now we have the nose here. Nose falls around here somewhere. And so we'll go with this for now. And there's the ridges that I have here. Now here's a point. There's a point to the nose. This is where we decide also how wide to make the nose. Maybe it's too wide. The other nostril would be over here. We gotta keep the same perspective. So we have the ridges here. Maybe he has some detail here, because we didn't define the top of the nose. We have this ridge here. Now his mouth is open, so here's the other part. So right now we have his mouth closed. So we're gonna open his mouth. We're gonna pretend it's open, so this would be down here. there, and then we have this part here, which this part of it. Should be right here. Now you're looking sort of down, so make sure this is curved. You want this curved, so you can visualize this better. That's the head, so it's rounded. This head would be sort of rounded like that. Okay. So we have this part of the mouth, and we notice that it opens up and it comes to a point. Like I said, if it comes to a point, we turn that, and then we may or may not see this detail down here. So here's the chin part. We make it a little smaller because we're sort of looking down on the dragon. Like that. And so we may see some of it. And you could put that in shadow. Like that. And we can get the right perspective here, because we just threw the lines on to see where the some of the detail would fall. And so we have the head here, and we have the eyeball, which falls here somewhere. And so we know that here's the nostril, and the eyeball is below that. The nostril, eyeball is below. So it'd be down here. And of course we would see less of an eye because we're looking down at it. And you can put the scale work and whatnot. And then we may see more of the eyebrow. So we put the brow here. And remember, it's rounded, so we want to sort of make these rounded like that. And they could see, basically we'll just bring this one across over here, this detail. And then we know that over here is the other eyebrow, which is still rounded. And here in the middle is the middle of the head. From here you'll have your pointy thing sticking out. So, let me go back to here. So more or less this teaches you how to do the 3/4 view. And then here's the bottom of the ear, and then we may see less of the ear because we're looking down at it. And the cheekbone around here somewhere. And then we have the tooth, which is here. We draw the big tooth going up. Of course, we're going to see the where it's attached to. We see the bottom of the tooth is rounded. And then we can do the other teeth. 1, 2, 3. So that goes that way. The other teeth. And this is in shadow. We can see the other teeth coming down. We can shade the inside of the mouth. And we may not be able to see the other tooth. Remember, there's a lip here. The dragon has some little thin lips that go around the mouth and up this way. I'm just trying to hurry up so the video is not so long. Like I said, I never draw this fast. I usually draw a lot slower than this. But for the sake of keeping the video short, or shorter than usual, that's what I do. And so you're starting to see this 3/4 view. There's the neck. Goes out that way. And we're going to see less, we'll see less of this underside. Because, and then remember, this is rounded now. Think of a tube. It's rounded. So we are going to go ahead and just draw some of these real quick. And like that. And here we would draw our other scales, and we would do the shading. And I'm not gonna shade this whole thing, but and here you can just estimate these little spikes. One, another one, another one, another one, and then I think they get wider, like that. Then we have the other ear back here, and we would probably see some of these lines. So what I'm going to do is just shade that in part of the ear. And we have the head. And we have the ridge here, shadow. So that's how you would take these lines to figure out the 3/4 view of a dragon head or of other subject matter. Okay, and this is, like I said, you start finessing things. If you feel like it's too thick, you start adjusting. But at least these lines helped us to get the 3/4 perspective. And then, but thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video and you learned some things. My point is I want you to learn so you become a better artist. And thanks for watching.